myself, and I got a bottle of Oban 14.
That you're going to drink tonight.
I'm going to drink the whole thing. No. Something's sipping.
Aaron will be jealous.
It's actually one of those things that I've discovered of myself over the last few months is that, like, I really like sipping drinks. Like, that's what I like. Like, I don't like pounding beers or, you know, whatever. I like a drink that I take a tiny sip of and enjoy and just let it sit. So, as a result, things like scotch suit me very well.
Cool.
And I'm getting the email. Handle Upper Games just went live.
They say there's sound and words.
Sound
Amazing.
and words and sound. I'm seeing a lot of the usual suspects. I see None Left and Sanvar, Profarmitage, Barretts. Or Bertez. I never know how to say it.
Bertez.
Bertez. Subside Scene. What's up, Zach dude? How's everybody feeling this fine Tuesday evening out in the world? The weather in Cleveland has been very strange of late. It's like I wake up in the morning and it's 55, so I've got to wear jeans, and then by the end of the day it's like 85, so I'm like sweating. It's like San Francisco weather kind of right now.
Yeah. We had a pretty cold day yesterday, but it's back to more seasonal temperatures today. Here in Edmonton.
Remember, John, there's weather everywhere.
There is weather everywhere.
There is weather everywhere. Oh, Bertis says, excuse me.
Don't forget the last birthday.
I know. So nice of you to release the preview pack of my birthday. Yes, that's exactly it. I actually was talking to John earlier. I'm like, have you know that guy that's Bertis times 4? When's his birthday? We should really do something.
We stalk them on the internet, and yeah. We also basically have birth certificate and everything we need.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Birth certificate, social security.
Start a new life. The Bertez life.
Bellasaur Sierra, would that be Washington, D.C. or Washington State? I don't know that we know the answer to that. Again, in our internet stalking. Where do you live? Zip code? Street address?
Mother's maiden name?
Exactly.
The street where you first grew up? Your first pet's name?
Yeah, name of your first pet, first car you owned.
Normal things.
Yeah, exactly.
That just come up in conversation.
Sorry, HH2 News. It is not, in fact, yet Friday. Washington State. Fantastic. I like
probably
Washington
Friday
State.
in Australia by now.
I didn't actually get to go to Washington State this year. I've gone to PAX Prime. Out of the last 6 years, I've gone 5 of them. So now it'll be out of the last 7 years I've gone to 5 of them because I didn't go again this year. And I love going to Seattle, especially in August. Seattle in August is typically pretty gorgeous.
It's pretty nice.
And I assume that PAX West, as it is now called, not PAX Prime, went well. I haven't really heard much about it, honestly. I was a little bit out of the loop that week. But what are you going to do? All right. So, yes, it is Tuesday. As everybody knows, it is 7-ish. So I think that means it must be time for another Sentinels Live. Thank you, everyone, for joining us around the digital tabletop while we play... What game, John? Pokemon Go.
Pokemon Go with the buddy system. My buddy is Raptorbot.
So I actually just read today, I don't know if you saw that, I posted this in our group chat today. In the month of August, 28 cents out of every single dollar spent on all of mobile went to Pokemon Go. For the month of August, which let's see if we can get that up to 1 cent out of every dollar for Sentinels.
So they're doing okay.
In the month of September. That
1 cent and we would be doing just
fine. But no, we're actually playing Sentinels of the Multiverse. And of course, as you all know, because it's all regulars I see in there, the goal of these streams is to have fun while showing you how to play the game, as well as covering some strategies that can help you win. At Handelabra, we do, of course, believe in being as inclusive as possible, so comments, activity, etc. directly working against that goal is simply not welcome and won't be tolerated. As we are the developers, you can also be sure to get some insight into the process and maybe even see or hear about some stuff before anyone else, which you will tonight. We're going to make a slight announcement tonight in just a moment. The game does include a tutorial that covers the basics, but we always do our best to explain exactly what we're doing, when we do it, and why. For instance, I will say, I'm dealing damage right now, because I like dealing damage, even if John is the one who deals more damage than me because he chose Ra. Depending on how long it takes for us to win or lose, we often play at least 1 or 2, sometimes 3 full games in an episode. And episodes are usually anywhere from 60 to 120 minutes. Sentinels of the Multiverse is currently available for iOS, Android, as well as PC, Mac, and Linux via Steam. And as always, in good old analog cardboard and ink. And you can get the game and more info about it at sentinelsdigital.com. So, that was a little bit of a callback to last week where somebody decided they were going to track how much damage we were dealing, and John schooled me based on his use of Ra and a number of really pretty super powered.
Lots of damage boosts.
Yeah, lots of boosts and lots of really cool stuff. It was good because in general, I like anything that shows people how to deal a lot of damage. So even if I wasn't the one doing it, dealing all the damage is always good. So as I hinted just a moment ago, we wanted to tell you guys a little bit about something, and that is that obviously, I'm assuming most of you have already heard, whether it's from our blog or from the Kickstarter or from your email, that Season 2 is launching on Friday. But because of the mobile sale that's going to be happening, which is actually going to last for 48 hours, so all of Friday and all of Saturday, all sales of Season 2 will be counted towards stretch goals. So John on mobile, right. All sales on iTunes, Google Play, or Amazon App Store will count towards unmet stretch goals from the Kickstarter campaign. And John and I were looking at each other, we were like, let's do some math here. If we figure out what we're kind of expecting, what we think is probably going to happen, we might need some more stretch goals. Now, it's not a foregone conclusion that we're going to need more stretch goals, but it's a maybe. So we figured, why not let them know a couple more of the stretch goals beyond what we've already revealed, just so that they've got something to shoot for. So tonight on Sentinels Live, we're going to announce 2 more stretch goals. So first and foremost, let's recap what we've done. The $110,000 stretch goal was New Challenges Await. That was challenge mode. You guys unlocked that a couple weeks ago with pre-orders. The next one is the $125,000 stretch goal, and that was the Sounds of Victory Part 1, which is Jean-Marc making heroic theme songs for all heroes from the core game in Season 1. 21 in total. At $150,000, we have Stories of the Multiverse. And Stories of the Multiverse is campaign mode. The story of the multiverse as told by Christopher Bedell from beginning to hopefully not complete world-ending end. But we have 2 more to announce this evening. The first one is at $170,000, and that is called the Bloodsworn Arena. Tell me about the Bloodsworn Arena, John.
Well, it's part of Cargo Warfang, and it's already in the game.
That's the Bloodsworn Coliseum, John. Different thing.
This is a cute name for the stretch goal, which is around the idea of an arena mode. Basically a solo, or it could be multiplayer campaign, where you could take the same group of heroes and fight a whole bunch of villains in a row, or be able to replace heroes as they fall, or that sort of thing. Various sort of ideas around having a multiple battle scenario that can be randomly generated, or maybe you can share it with your friends, or that sort of thing. So having a mode like that in the game is what that stretch goal is all about. And we haven't, completely decided exactly what it's going to be, and that's something we'll be talking with you guys about. What would you like to see? What kind of options should we have, so we can make it a really rich and repeatable thing.
Exactly. So on the tabletop, there's a number of people who've sort of come up with their own implementation of this on the tabletop. I've heard it called Gauntlet mode, where it's basically like you put down your heroes, and then every time you defeat a villain, you just wipe the villain off the table, and you set up a next villain, and you just keep going. And it's that kind of idea. It's the idea of like, see how long you can last with one team, etc. So it'd be, in some ways, we're considering it to be sort of almost like an endless mode. We might have set versions where like you play through all specific villains in a row. There's a bunch of ideas we have. None of them are finalized yet, and we will finalize them if we get to the $170,000 stretch goal. The next one after that is $185,000, and that is The Sounds of Victory Part 2. Anyone who popped in for the listening party last week, I think, is probably going to be excited about this. So we already talked about making heroic themes for all of the heroes in Season 1 and the core game, but the $185,000 stretch goal is to finish the set. Basically get heroic themes for the remaining 16 heroes, but there's an extra bonus. Because when we were looking at the numbers, it was like, well, if there's going to be 21 in the first set and only 16 in the second set, what could we do? And we hit upon this idea that people had actually requested, which is, what if the various teams of the multiverse had their own theme songs? So, like, what if the Freedom 5 had a theme song? What if the Dark Watch team had a theme song? What if the Prime Wardens and Extreme Prime Wardens had their own theme songs? So that would be included in Sounds of Victory Part 2 at $185,000. So those are the two new stretch goals that we have announced for today. But there's one other thing that we're going to announce about this, because as we mentioned, you know, everything mobile Season 2 is going to count towards these stretch goals. But one of the other things we realized is that the vast majority of our funding, because of the way it's all set up, you know, Steam is very easy to work with. The mobile stores are, you know, less easy to work with. So as a result, almost all of the funding that's come so far has been from Steam players. And this is the chance this weekend for mobile players to really let their voice be heard. So there's going to be one last thing, and we call this the Funding Source Challenge. And that is to see if we can get the mobile players to buy enough Season 2 over those 48 hours to even out the amount of Season 2 funding that came from Steam players. And if you can, we got a little bonus for you, and that is going to be a ringtone pack featuring the villains of the multiverse theme song that was in the Season 2 teaser trailer. And if you guys were either missed it or weren't sure what was going on, or you just came in, there's a link for you in the chat now. And that link is going to show you the page where we're going to be tracking all of this stuff on sentinelsdigital.com. So go ahead and take a look at that. You can read through it. You can see what we're talking about. We will be updating that as we go through the week, and then as we go through the weekend. Final official numbers will be released on Monday, so we can finally say, here's the stretch goals that you guys have unlocked for sure, absolutely, and here's what is coming in the rest of Season 2 of Sentinels of the Multiverse.
Yeah, so right now, 16% of the funding has come from mobile players, which is pretty great, considering that it was only actually available in the Kickstarter on Google Play in a limited amount. And so we would like to see if the mobile players can kick it up to 50-50.
Exactly. And of course, the other thing about this is, and we know that, like, some people have said, oh man, there's going to be a mobile sale, so like anyone on mobile, even if they didn't back on Kickstarter, is going to be able to get $5 off. That's true. But what do you get for the extra stuff you get for backing at a mobile player? You know, whether you back during the Kickstarter or if you pre-order the $5 bonus, you know, thingy. If you just buy at a discount on Steam, or excuse me, on mobile this weekend, you don't get any of the stretch goal stuff, which at this point is at least one free soundtrack. If we get to Sounds of Victory Part 2, that's a second one. You also get the wallpaper pack. So there's stretch goals and stuff that you get for being willing to believe a little early and help us get to that goal. So pre-orders are still open until 2:00 p.m. Eastern Time on Thursday. So if you have any friends who might be interested, make sure you send them to that pre-order page on BackerKit before 2 p.m. on Thursday. We'll be doing our final lockdown and our final charge at that point to prep for the big launch Friday morning. All right, so let's move on to what everybody really came here for, which is to watch us play Sentinels of the Multiverse. All right, so I'm going to pop open a new game here, The Fabric of Despair, number 2. So given the sort of Season 2-iness of it, should we just, you know, put the whole game together here and just do Chokepoint and Temple of Zhulong with Setback?
Sure.
Get to hear that super sexy Temple of Zhulong music. I will play Setback this time because I haven't played him on the stream yet. And then I'm going to go back to the core game for my second hero because I feel like I still really dig Absolute Zero, so I'm going to do that. Setback, Absolute Zero.
So you're going to be doing a lot of self-damage this game.
Could you have Bloodsworn Arena weekly one-shots? That is a really good question, and if we get to that goal, we will assess that question. We haven't really thought that quite that far ahead. We just know that this was something that people have requested and people have thought about, and we were like, this would make a really good stretch goal because it would take some implementation, but it's not super core to the game, but it would be a lot of fun. So we'll see. That's definitely something we will consider. All right. And then Leo9981 asks, if we do not make it all of the stretch goals, are we done? Is there going to be no way to get these features? We'll see. As we've said many, many times about raising money and all this stuff, it all comes down to a cost-benefit analysis. I know that's boring. But, if we can raise the money now, then we're absolutely for sure going to do it. If we don't raise the money now, then we might, but there's no guarantee, is really what it comes down to.
Squash asks, will any of the DLC be on sale for mobile? Yes, Season Pass 2 will be $5 off for 48 hours on Friday and Saturday.
Exactly right.
And all day Friday. To $25, which is still a sale price compared to the final price it's going to have, which is going to be over $30. So
exactly right. Yeah, the Season Pass pricing is designed to give you a deal. Plus also, obviously the reason to release it now is so that you can start playing some of these decks a little bit early. Because that's a really thing. Which villain from Vengeance are you most excited to develop? You're asking the two wrong people. Because I don't write any of the code. And John, actually, the people who do most of the programming of the villains is Jean-Marc, who does the engine stuff, and Jennifer, who does a lot of the deck implementation stuff. So,
I would guess it's Baron Blade, because Jennifer started with him.
That's true. She certainly did. All right, so we've played Chokepoint on the screen. On the stream before? Do we want to go advanced?
Sure. Cytosine asks, will sales of the base game and Season 1 stuff count for the stretch goals? As we have repeatedly said many, many times, no. It's Season Pass 2 on mobile, the end.
Yes, that is what is being counted towards stretch goals. On the Kickstarter, there was a little bit of a wiggle room there because you could buy like Season 1 and you could buy the core game for Steam via Steam keys, but it would just be too annoying for us to try and figure out, what was the intent here and what was the whatever, blah, blah, blah. So the only thing that we know for a fact is like, this is a thing that people are coming to buy this weekend on purpose is Season 2. And so that's why we decided it way back when we set up the Kickstarter back in April, and that's our story and we're sticking to it. So
yeah, it is something that makes sense and we decided long ago.
All right, so advanced rules for Chokepoint. Well, actually, let's just go over her again because I know she's new and there might be new people. At the start of the game, Chokepoint enters play Ferrokineticist side up. The villain deck is shuffled. Gameplay. At the start of the villain turn, if there are H or more face-down cards in the villain play area, Chokepoint flips. Whenever Chokepoint destroys a non-character card target, is placed face-down in the villain play area. Face-down cards in the villain play area cannot be affected in any way. At the end of the villain turn, Chokepoint deals the hero target with the highest HP H-1 energy damage. Advanced. At the end of the villain turn, the player with the most cards in hand puts one card from their hand face down in the villain play area. So this is the whole thing about the Ferrokineticist. She steals stuff. That's what she does. So let's flip her over and see what happens on her flip side. At the start of the villain turn, if there are no face down cards in the villain play area, Chokepoint flips. Increase damage dealt by Chokepoint by 1 to targets from any deck with a face down card in the villain play area. Reduce damage dealt to Chokepoint by 1 by targets from any deck with a face down card in the villain play area. At the end of the villain turn, one face down card in the villain play area is destroyed. Then Chokepoint deals the hero target with the highest HP H+1 projectile damage. And advanced on this side, the first time a hero card would be discarded each turn, put it face down in the villain play area instead. I don't think I've played her on advanced yet.
Yeah, so the advanced rule there, the discards still count, if anyone was wondering. So if you discard a card for ground pound or something like that, it still works. It just goes to her play area instead of your trash.
Ooh, there's that cold, icy wind blowing. The metal you wear as a skin, I will give it true purpose. You won't need it anymore soon. Look, lady, I get that you need to take my suit, but I really need it. You need to chill. Oh, that's right. They are nemesis, aren't they?
Yeah. 2 weeks ago, we played with her 3 nemesis and beat her in about 20 minutes.
Right. So, and for those who are keeping track at home, Absolute Zero is one of her nemesis because he is from the Termination pack. So there's Unity, Absolute Zero, and what is it, Bunker?
Bunker.
Right, are the Termination Heroes. That was last Christmas, I believe, was the promo pack they released. So, all right, let's see what everybody starts with. Absolute Zero's got 2 isothermic transducers, a Frostbound Drain, and a Sub-Zero Atmosphere. Expatriette has got 2 hollow points, an RPG launcher, and Arsenal Access. Please have 2 of the same card. Setback. Karmic Retribution, Reckless Rush, Silver Lining, Uncharmed Life, and the Scala. Alchemical Redirection, Flesh to Iron, Keep Moving, and Truth Seeker. All right. And out comes Shocking Animation, which it flipped over. Is that a thing that happens with that card?
Yep. It goes next to an equipment card, but if there are none, it goes face down in front of her.
All right. Which player is considered to have the most cards in hand?
This is the advanced rule.
Right. So I would say, I mean, again, this is where we see the difference between John and Jeremy. Either of the first 2 heroes both have duplicates of a card, so I would probably pick one of them.
It matters what the duplicate is.
Yes, that is true.
And yes, Absolute Zero doesn't need 2 limited cards, so you can discard one. I can get rid of one.
If by you mean me, then yes.
I mean you.
All right.
Whereas, don't take my hollow points away from me.
So I will go ahead and just get started. On this side, she doesn't reduce it if my card is in her. That's on the flip side, right?
Yeah.
Right. Okay, good. So I'll hit myself for fire.
Some comments on the music, which is now first time we're playing this environment with music
Yes.
tonight.
Yeah, and I was a little bit effusive during the listening party, but I'm going to actually go ahead and repeat it. I still, now I've listened to it many times and I played it for my kids and everything. I think this is his most beautiful piece of music he's composed for this game. It really is just, it's everything I wanted out of a piece of music for an environment in this game. It has an arc. It follows you through some stuff. It's beautiful. It is flowing. It is, yeah, it's my favorite piece of music he's made for the game so far.
Birds, 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 birds. Absolute Zero will be making cold puns until the heat death of the universe.
At which point that heat will hit him and he will redirect it.
Yes. Submachine gun, I suppose it is.
All right, so I have not played Setback on the stream yet, and I've only just begun to try and understand how he works. But unlike Night Mist, I'm excited to learn how he works. Still haven't cracked Night Mist. That is one of those ongoing jokes. So let's see what we got. Karmic Retribution. If you have fewer than 7 tokens, your unlucky pool, remove one of them. If you do, Setback regains. No, not that one.
That's a late play.
Yeah, Reckless Rush. Setback deals 1 target 2 melee damage, deals himself 2 melee damage, and add 2 tokens to your unlucky pool. That's a potential. Silver Lining, if I would reduce to 0 or fewer. Yeah, at this point in the game, I don't know that is very useful. And Uncharmed Life. When a hero target will be dealt damage, you may remove 2 tokens from your unlucky pool to redirect that back to Setback. You know what? I'm just going to Reckless Rush.
Yep, that's what I would play too. You want to get your unlucky pool going.
Yeah, exactly. I can take a couple hit points right now. And let's see what we get. Plucky Break! And just for anyone, remove 2 tokens from your unlucky pool. If you do, draw 1 card, and Setback deals 1 target 2 melee damage. If there are 0 tokens to your unlucky pool, Setback regains 3 HP. So I'm back down to 1, but I got to do an extra 2 damage to her and get a card, so that's cool. Absolute Zero really likes spicy food, it turns out. I'm making that up. I don't know. I'm sure. But it would be, I feel like that would fit.
Sure.
If Christopher were here, he would probably chide me for making non-canon.
You might like frozen food. Like straight. Maybe it tastes normal to him when it's frozen.
That's right? True.
Yeah, so I'm at full hit points, so I can't heal. So I'm going to play Truth Seeker. Use that. Get some cards in my hand.
Now when to turn loose, solid to liquid. And out comes an Apprentice Poisoner.
Not a prisoner, as it turns out.
At the end of the environment turn, this card deals the 3 non-environment targets with the lowest HP 1 toxic damage each. When this card is destroyed, it first deals each non-environment target 1 toxic damage. Ireful Grasp. Chokepoint deals each hero target in any play area with no equipment cards 3 psychic damage. Select 1 equipment card from a hero play area, put it face down in front of the villain. Excuse me. I mean, I got rid of my other isothermic, so I can't replace it right away.
Yeah, I can get another gun.
All right. Setback has a lot of cards because I just drew a bunch of. Well, maybe not a lot, but
The Scholar lives on cards in hand, so
yeah, that's fine. I just have to figure out which one I want it to be. So let's see. What did I draw? Fumbling Fool. Discard the top card of each deck. Add or remove 4 tokens from your unlucky pool. I kind of like that card. Karmic Retribution. We already talked about that one. What do you think? Whoops, sorry? Or maybe Karmic Retribution, since I don't know that I'm going to use it right now? Actually, I think I might get rid of Silver Lining. I don't know that I'm going to use that. So those are my 3 choices. Karmic Retribution, Silver Lining, or Whoops, sorry, I think are the ones I'm looking to get rid of. What would you do?
why not Uncharmed Life?
Let me pop that up again. Target would be dealt damage. Oh, yeah. Okay, yeah, that's fine. I can get rid of Uncharmed Life. I think I skipped over that one.
I can't believe you'd be just getting rid of a card that will let you do 7 damage.
Yeah, that is a good point. All right, so let's see. I could... Yeah, I think I'm going to Frostbound Drain, because... Damage.
With Nemesis bonus.
Yeah. And then I'll hit myself for fire.
Yeah. Like, you could just trade your 24 hit points for 48 of hers at the end.
Sonvor points out that Whoops Sorry is really helpful when Chokepoint flips. So again, that's some of the not knowing as much deep strategy as I would like scenario that we have a lot of times with me.
Yep. So on this side, we're not allowed to touch the face down cards, but on the other side, we can destroy them.
Aha.
So we can use Whoops Sorry on them. Yeah, I'm going to get myself...
It's actually really cool. I'm looking at all the deck backs in these flipped over cards, which, like, they're all different, which is really cool. Like, when the core game came out, like, that Absolute Zero deck back, like, all the heroes were like that, but as they moved into expansions, they started to change them up a bit. And
each expansion has a different deck back style.
Yeah, they're very cool. All right, so... We don't have anything set up on our decks, right?
No.
So I could Fumbling Fool pretty easily.
Yep, I'm fine with that.
Yeah.
Gets you more unlucky tokens.
Yeah, Silverleaf does point out that in the absence of strategy, simply hitting all the things is usually fun. And I like doing that. All right, up, cash out. Remove any number of tokens from your unlucky pool. Draw that many cards. Each player may discard 1 card. If 3 cards are discarded this way, each hero target regains 2 HP.
Yeah, I think we've all been hit.
Yeah. Question is, how many tokens do I want to... I've got 6. I'm going to go with 2, just so I can see if I can get a couple extra things. I got Turn of Events, and another Whoops Sorry.
Yeah, so who basically H-1 discards. So who is happy to discard a card?
I can discard one of those Whoops Sorries unless we have enough other things to...
I would keep them around.
Okay.
For when she's going to flip, right?
Yeah.
So definitely keep those cards. Don't.
I mean,
discard
I don't know that I'm going to use...
You have 2 of a super useful card. You should get rid of 1.
Yes. I don't know that I'm going to use Sub-Zero Atmosphere, because as I believe we've discussed in the past, that's another card that I don't know how to use.
If you have 2 copies of Impromptu Invention, or say 3, do you always discard the duplicates?
Not Impromptu Invention, no.
Well, there you go. I can discard nitrogen rounds. And let's see. The Scholar can discard 1 if you want to keep your stuff.
I mean, I don't really care about Silver Lining. I doubt I'm going to use it.
Sure.
Especially if I have other things.
Useful
it is very
lower,
useful, sure, but...
Especially if you could have your unlucky pool cranked up high enough that you just go back to full hit points. So...
And I drew another Fumbling Fool.
Let's see.
Yeah, Setback has definitely been working out, for sure.
Guess I'll go Fleshed Iron here. And keep using Truth Seeker. More poison.
So is this an apprentice poisoner in that it's a poisoner who has not progressed past the apprentice level, or is it a person who exclusively poisons apprentices? Because I feel like that's
first.
But I don't know that that's necessarily clear. I think it could be either one. Maybe the first one is someone who only poisons apprentices, but the second one is that one's apprentice. That's what I'm going to go with. That's
so
canon.
The second one gets poisoned by the first one?
Exactly right. It's part of what you have to go through as an apprentice, is to learn what it's like to be poisoned.
All right, so choke point flipped.
All right, Harvest the Mighty. Choke point deals the hero character card with the most cards in play for energy damage. Select 1 non-character card from that hero's play area, put it face down in the villain play area. All right.
So there's a tie.
Yeah, so absolute 0.
The Scholar can do it. I can move Truth Seeker. I have another one I can play.
All right.
And I take less damage.
Yeah, the Fleshed Iron helps.
Anyways.
All right. So now on this side, damage dealt to Choke Point by a target with a card in her villain play area is reduced.
Yes.
So who do we want to deal more damage to her?
Absolute 0 probably.
Yeah, because he's got the Nemesis going on. What am I going to do this turn? I have a Thermal Shockwave, but I... yes, I could. Yeah, I could probably Thermal Shockwave. That would be fine. So this bit of the music that's playing right now is... Hang on, I'm going to let it play. It's a very Jean-Marc joint. And I called him on that, and I was like, I figured out one of the things that you do that I really like about your music, which is messing with meter. He messes with meter a lot, where it's like he'll hit a downbeat when you think it's supposed to be an upbeat, or he'll do like one extra note and then go into he'll repeat that phrase, but like one beat off. Because he told me that the reason he does this is because he comes from a background of percussion. And so as a result, he likes a lot of that stuff. And it's one of the things about his music that he composes that I really, really dig, is sort of playing with that idea of like, oh, I was expecting this to hit, but it actually hit a beat later and stuff like that. So it's a lot of fun. All right, I'm going to play, as I mentioned, Thermal Shockwave. And yeah, I've got plenty of hit points, so I'm going to hit her for 2. And I'm going to hit each of these Apprentice Poisoners for 1.
I wouldn't bother hitting them, but it's up to you. You're going to do more damage.
And she's down to 40.
That is half. Not quite half. She starts at 70. I guess Hollow Points and Prejudice it is.
Prejudicial hollow points.
So now Whoop Story will let you destroy one of the cards that she's got.
All right, yeah, let's
and
pop
not
that
one
open
of our
again.
useful cards.
So destroy one non-character card belonging to another hero. Destroy one ongoing or environment card. Or remove 3 tokens from your unlucky pool. Or add or remove 3 tokens from your unlucky pool. All right. So we'll play that. And then...
The Scholar, maybe?
Yeah, I was going to say Scholar's probably a good choice there. So we'll get Truth Seeker back. And then if I do destroy the Apprentice Poisoner, it's going to deal each non-environment target 1 toxic damage.
It's hitting us all the time anyways, so you may as well.
All right. Yeah, at least it'll get 1 toxic against her. And none against the Scholar. And we'll add. And add and play. So what's going to happen? Turn events. Remove 4 tokens from your unlucky pool. If you do, each other player may use a power now. Come on. Absolutely. Nice. All right. Any particular order we want to do here?
Probably doesn't matter, I don't think.
Yeah, they're talking about fun meters like 5-4 and 7-8 and 9-8. One of my favorite songs that introduced me to this concept early in my life was by the band Primus. They have a song called 11, which is in 11-8, which is a really interesting song, and it's super fun to listen to. Oh, I forgot.
You really want to deal damage.
All right, Expat. What you got for us?
1 damage.
Reckless Rush. Yes, Tobias Stoff says Les Claypool is amazing. Yeah, I listened to all of the Primus stuff for forever. Frizzle Fry, Sailing Seas of Cheese, all that stuff, man. I think like that was actually, what was the album that came out when I was a freshman in college? I want to say it was Pork Soda, but I can't remember. I'm an old man.
I played Alchemical Redirection, so you can deal damages to Setback safely and stuff. Because I'm at -2.
Resurrection Ritual.
That will not have anything to do in this game.
Yeah, it's a card I have not yet actually used. It's come into play a bunch, but I haven't actually used it yet. So,
well, because there are no non-character card villain targets in this game.
Ah, there you go.
I'm not sure what you mean by use.
Like I haven't. Oh, is that? I'm thinking of the other one. I'm thinking of the one where you can bring
Rites of Revival.
Yes, Rites of Revival. That's what I'm thinking of. Where you can bring a hero back.
Yeah.
Something's going on with my magic trackpad. The magic is seeping out of it. It's not working the way it's supposed to.
The Scholar's taking all of her damage, so let's get rid of that. Alright, remember, all the damage that would be dealt to you is going to redirect to the Scholar.
So what you're saying is don't Horfire.
Horfire would be fine. But it won't, like... You won't do any of the self-damage.
Right, that's what I'm saying. Alright, so I'll just prep myself with Null Point and...
I mean, you can use Thermal Shockwave, just like hit Chokepoint once, and that's it.
Alright, that's what I'll do. Nice. Onboard module installation. Nice.
Swoop Story is good, but you could also play Reckless Rush if you wanted.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Like, Reckless Rush seems like a good choice right now. What else have we got? Turn of events.
That's also good.
Yeah, I was going to say, like, how quickly do we want to try and finish this off? Yeah, you know what? I'll just Reckless Rush for now.
And then next turn you can do a 7 damage hit.
Yes. Oh, but it plays it for me.
Yeah. You got one off the top of your deck.
The luck of the draw. A change from better to worse. Or
So
worse
here's
to
the
better.
thing. If I discard this card, it goes in front of her. I don't like that. So I'm just going to steal it. And get another one, which is equivalent.
Don't dismiss anything. One of my favorite cards.
Who's the lowest hit points? It's absolute 0.
Absolute 0.
The Shinobi Assassins are great to play with when you have low HP villain targets.
Shocking animation. Put this card next to an equipment card. If there are none, put this card face down in the villain play area. The card next to this card has a maximum HP of 5. At the end of the card's hero's turn, the card deals each hero target 2 lightning damage. If that card would leave play, put it face down in the villain play area, then destroy this card. So this is a weird imbued vitality type thing.
Yeah, usually I try to put it sort of the latest possible so we have a chance to destroy it. So on assault rifle, I think.
All right. Yeah. Yep. Actually, I think what I'll do is this.
Why don't you deal max damage to Chokepoint? Could probably take her out this round if you did.
Well, I figured if I heal myself up for a second, and then I can... would that be max damage? Because now if I can do this, and then I can do this. I don't know. I mean, you probably did the math, and that's not as much as I could have done. But I feel like that was pretty.
You could have destroyed her.
Really?
Yep.
All right, here we go. It's learning time on Sentinels Live tonight. We're gonna back up, and I'm gonna do exactly what you tell me. She's at 2 hit points now, so we're gonna go back to absolute zeros. What? Use a power or play a card?
Play a card.
Play a card. All right. Walk me through how I would have done better.
Well, play your onboard module.
All right, onboard module. I draw cryo chamber, and I'll just grab one of these. All right. So now what do I do?
Play Horfire.
Horfire.
Hit her.
Hit her.
You have 10 hit points, so you just have to make sure you don't die. No, hit yourself.
Ah!
Why are you not? You said you're going to follow my directions, then you go and do stuff.
I was just clicking. I was just clicking. All right.
Go back. Play a card.
All right. Okay, so Horfire, hit her, then hit myself.
Hit yourself.
Oh, okay. Yes, this was the piece that I wasn't thinking of, was the fact that that this fire could do more. Yep.
That's 6. Hit her. That's 8. Use thermal shockwave. And hit you. Don't hit.
Don't hit her?
No! Why? Okay, you can, like... You just, like... You want me to advise you, but then you just go and do stuff with it.
You were like, you can do all the damage, so I was dealing all the damage.
Yes, so if you did that, what's going to happen when you deal yourself damage based on how much cold you've dealt? You're going to die. Use a power, thermal shockwave, hit yourself, and then stop.
Alright, hang on. Let's just back out here. So thermal shockwave has 8 cold damage for. Okay, I see. So you're doing all this mental math. That's too much for me. Alright, what am I hitting next?
I didn't even do the math. I just
Stop.
Guessed it. Stop dealing damage.
Real fan of Fnatic has us pegged. So, in the olden days of Handelabra, before we were a game studio, when we were actually still just an app studio, we had a team of like 8 people, and that's exactly what they would say when John and I would have these little spats, like, "Oh, mommy and daddy are fighting again." All right, there it is.
Now you have 1 health, and you do the end.
And there it is, and I did it all by myself.
All by yourself, eventually.
Ah, good times. Achievement progress.
I mean, we would have won.
Yes.
So.
No, but that's good. I mean, I think, again, that's one of the things we talk about in the intro is, like, we like to explain what we're doing when we do it and why. And that, my strategy would have been to sort of barrel through, and we still would have won, and that's fine. But, like, John's strategy, as one who understands all the cards and every word on them, he knows a little bit more than I do about the strategy of how these things work, and that's good. It's a good learning experience.
So maybe automatically doing all the damage isn't always the right thing.
It is not always the right thing. And man, is Chokepoint pissed off. Look at her. She's like, "How dare you mess with me and my white, purple, and black hair?"
And pink lightning. She's pretty awesome hair.
She does have pretty awesome hair. That is absolutely
a lot of
show.
maintenance, unless she can just sort of automatically make it happen with her powers.
All right, so we will definitely play another game, but before we do that, I'm going to recap for anyone who came in late. We did announce a couple new stretch goals tonight, and I'll repost the link to the page that explains that. We've got 2 new stretch goals because we thought there was at least a decent chance that you guys are going to blast through Stories of the Multiverse during the weekend sale on mobile. So we've added 2 more. At 170, we've got the Bloodsworn Arena, which is an arena mode, basically like a gauntlet mode, what have you, where you pick a team and you sort of have to play through multiple villains without getting a restart in between. Details TBD. And then at 185, we've got the second part of the Sounds of Victory, where Jean-Marc will complete the set, finish off all the hero themes that have yet to be made or yet to be accounted for, and also some team themes. So Freedom 5, Freedom 4, Prime Wardens, Void Guard, etc. All right, Twitch, what are we playing tonight? First 4 heroes to get 2 votes, first villain to get 2 votes, first environment to get 2 votes.
Good plan.
Good plan.
First beer to get 2 votes.
John is cracking open a cold one.
An Alley Cat Full Moon IPA.
I choke just thinking about that. Not a fan of IPAs.
Well, don't think you can be that broad. It is a wide spectrum.
That is true. That is true.
And you might not be, I'm guessing you're not a fan of over-hopped IPAs.
Yeah, right. Exactly right.
But you definitely they don't have to be that way. And I am also not a fan of over-hopped beer. It is sadly a fashion that I feel like it's like starting to slide away. So
we have our first hero. We got 2 votes for Guise. You want to play Guise or shall I play Guise?
No matter.
Oh, man. And now I'm really upset with myself because the first 2 votes were for Spite.
Weren't they Progeny?
Oh, was there a second Progeny that I missed?
Yeah, Progeny Advance.
Oh, 2 Progeny Advance. All right.
Yeah.
I'll take that over Spite. All right.
There's actually a thread, the weekly one-shot thread on Steam is complaining about the difficulty of the weekly one-shot this week. It is a difficult game. I did beat it on my first try. I had one hero left with 5 hit points. But many people have minted it. There's lots of paths to victory. And it is not a gimmick or a puzzle. It is just a game that I started. And I was like, that was fun. And so that's the game you play too. That is, most of the time, that's not all the time, but some of the time, that's what the weekly one-shot is. It isn't necessarily crafted.
Right. So I'm looking back and realizing
everyone thinks that.
I'm realizing that both of the votes for Scholar of the Infinite came from the same person, but that's okay. I'm going to still play Scholar of the Infinite. Yeah, Bertus says that he doesn't understand how to play Scholar of the Infinite, which is the power's channel. The Scholar deals himself and one target X infernal damage, where X is the number of cards you've discarded since the end of your last turn plus 1. I, too, sometimes have trouble with this, so we'll let John talk us through it, because John is the ultimate master.
So this Scholar of the Infinite doesn't have his power to heal himself, but he still has cards that can heal himself, so you can still do a pretty good job with this Scholar just using healing one-shots if you want to do them form to energy style, which I often do. But a pretty solid way to play him is just to have Flesh to Iron out, and then your power pretty much deals 2 damage and 0 to himself. But there's also some really interesting things you can stack up with this power. You can have it counts cards that are discarded for other reasons, like Baron Blade makes you discard a card, or you have to discard your hand, or that sort of thing. And there's a really powerful combo with Know When to Turn Loose. Because with Know When to Turn Loose, you discard 20 cards from your hand to deal 20 damage. Then you get to do that again with your power, assuming you can survive.
Right.
Because you deal yourself the damage first. But if you have, damage reduction, or it's not too much, then it's potentially a good finishing combo.
So not a ton of audience participation today. We've got 1 vote for Tomb of Anubis, 2 votes for Atlantis. That's good, so we can do Atlantis. And then on the heroes, we've got a Captain Cosmic, we've got a Skyscraper, we got a Night Mist.
There's a vote for Iron Legacy, so I'm going to be Legacy.
All right. And actually, yeah, if you're going to do that, I'll go ahead and be Captain Cosmic. We'll be the 2 sort of like steadfast, sort of heroic, straight white guys. Maybe I won't be Captain Cosmic. Instead, I'm going to be a robot. I'll be Omnitron-X. All right, cool. There we go. It's funny. The reason why that tickled my fancy just there is I literally just last night I went to, at my daughter's school, a woman named Debbie Irving came by, and she was doing a talk on waking up white, about sort of like how to talk about race in the 21st century from the white perspective of like, I'm white and I'm figuring out how well the deck has been stacked in my favor, and now that I understand that, what do I need to do? And it was a really interesting talk, like super interesting. I talked to my wife about it for like 3 hours when I got home. But so that's like at the forefront of my mind. I'm starting to notice things that I don't necessarily notice in regular, everyday sort of interaction. So, All right. So Advanced Progeny. I forgot to pop it open and talk about what happens on Advanced Progeny, but he is a man or a gray blob of little words.
Melty McMeltface.
And then Guy says, hey you, playing the video game. Make me look good. Don't mess this up.
Oh, I forgot we're on Advanced. It's going to be rough.
Yeah, so let's pop this open and see what Advanced is. So first off, Scion cards are indestructible. Wonderful. So at the start of the game, Progeny enters play Vassal of Destruction side up. Cards are revealed from the villain deck until a Scion card is revealed and put into play. Other revealed cards are shuffled back into the villain deck. Gameplay. At the start of the villain turn, if there are any hero character cards with fewer than 10 HP, Progeny flips. At the end of the villain turn, Progeny deals each hero target 2 energy damage. And when he flips, he's the Cosmic Annihilator. At the start of the villain turn, if there are no hero character cards with fewer than 10 HP, Progeny flips. So if you can manage to heal yourself up when he's on this side, you're good. At the end of the villain turn, Progeny deals the hero character card with the lowest HP 3 radiant damage. And at the end of the villain turn, play the top card of the villain deck. That is the advanced rule on this side. So
Yeah, so notably on the flip side, Scion cards are not indestructible anymore.
Aha.
So while he's beating someone down, we can get rid of the Scions.
All right.
Maybe.
So Guise starts with the best card ever. Blatant reference. I can do that too, and let me see that. Omnitron-X has a defensive blast, electro deployment unit, rocket punch, and technological advancement. Scholar of the Infinite has 2 don't dismiss anythings, proverbs and axioms, and a solid to liquid. And Grandpa Legacy has backfist strike, bolster allies, surge of strength, and takedown.
Hooray for random card plays.
All right, so initially we get the Scion of the Storm. Just gonna deal some damage. Elemental Outburst.
Could have been a worse opening.
Sign of Blight. Rawr, 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 rawr.
All right, so the Sign of the Storm is not going away, so that's an extra card play for Progeny every round. So Takedown might be a good play first round. But yeah, he doesn't have any. He doesn't have any DR, so we can just start hitting him. Though we'll have to discard cards whenever we hit him, or the first time each turn. Mm-hmm. So watch out for that. I can discard it. Let me see that. Woo! And we could have an Omnitron power use, might be handy. So I'm going to give Legacy power, or use Legacy's power, bounce it back to Omnitron. For a hit point, do you want to play the top card of Guise's deck, perhaps?
Sure.
Sweet.
Yes! Best card ever!
Couldn't have planned it better myself. And I think Total Beefcake is going to be a good play. And then I think I'll just draw a card. Power.
All right. What do I have? Technological advancement.
If you're looking for a plating, Elemental 1 is usually really good against Progeny.
Yeah. I really do dig Electro Deployment Unit too. Yeah, I think we'll yeah.
It's going
to draw.
Going to be tough keeping your components up without a plating.
You said Elemental, right? Yeah, Elemental
Yeah.
Exo Chassis. Yeah, good. All right, so we'll do that, and I draw Disruptive Flechettes.
That'll be handy.
Yeah. Not handy just yet, but handy soon.
Yeah, he has some bad ongoings. So.
Yeah, totally. All right, so who should top deck? I definitely want to.
Not really any bad choices.
Yeah.
There's no obvious Unity. Whenever I have Unity or Chrono Ranger, I usually have them play the top or something. But
yeah, I think I'm just gonna keep it in the in-house here and start with. Oh, this will work.
Yeah, especially the Scholar. Innovation
and I
rate.
draw a reset. Good.
good card for the Scholar to have around. Is everyone going to play the top card of their deck? So exciting. You don't have to play that, but it's fun.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a big fan of Don't Dismiss Anything.
Yeah. We don't have any way to control the top of our decks generally, so we may as well get loaded up early. Cool.
Yep, into play is good. Oh.
No, it's 2 damage.
Yep, damage is damage.
Legacy can discard a card. I'm not going to play Surge of Strength in this game, probably.
Yeah, let's see. Elemental? What did I get? Oh,
Oh,
redirection.
I hope you don't die. Someone's going to be at 10 HP soon.
How many times have we beaten Progeny? That is a fantastic question. On the stream?
We've only played him a couple times.
I think we've only played him on the stream twice.
I've beaten him many times in life.
I've beaten him a few times in life.
So you could use your power to do yourself and him 1 damage, which probably I would do because we already did the discard this turn. Oh, there's a Flesh to Iron you would like to have. Okay. Super Ultra time. Unexpected Super Ultra time.
Yeah, I was going to say, I lean towards where did I leave that?
Especially when I have best cards ever in my trash.
Nice.
Yeah, I think Takedown makes sense to me. And having Guise use a power.
Tough choices. And I will say, like, after being so effusive about Temple of Zhulong, like, going back to an original core game environment and listening to the Runes of Atlantis music, I mean, it's no Temple of Zhulong, don't get me wrong, but it's still pretty beautiful. Like, I'm still not sick of the music from, you know, almost 2 years ago. That's right, folks. Literally almost 2 years ago. It'll be our 2-year anniversary in just over a month, which is crazy to think about.
Did I get what I was looking for? Those are pretty good cards, but I feel like another best card ever might be better than that, so... Who would like to discard?
I mean, Omnitron's got a lot, so I guess if we need someone to discard, I could probably find something.
Yeah, I vote Omnitron. You could discard like Rocket Punch or something.
Yeah, I'm not going to use Rocket Punch. Real Fan of Fanatic says, I have a friend who doesn't care for the game but adores the music. That makes sense to me. I mean, irrespective of whether you like card games or superheroes or whatever, Jean-Marc just makes good music. There's just no question about that. Especially because even if you don't like Western music or electronic music or whatever, like he has done something in just about every style there is. So, all right, Woo! Down to 77. We got this.
I kind of wish I had found a way to play Guise the Barbarian in there, but that's okay. We'll have another chance. Yes, everything to the Scholar.
The Kraken.
Scholar might be in trouble.
Nah.
Well, first, Guise can redirect this with Total Beefcake, so that saves him 1 hit. And the Omnitron one won't count, so yeah, it's not so bad. Could be worse. He still has 12, and he's good at healing.
Yeah, so there's some talk about Jean-Marc and his genre hopping abilities. And that's the thing. I mean, there are definitely some musicians out there that are like absolutely amazing in their oeuvre. Whereas Jean-Marc is sort of like a renaissance man with music. Like you put a new challenge in front of him, like, you know, like with Chokepoint specifically, they're like, we want you to do EDM. And he was like, I mean, I've never really done EDM, but sure, I'll give it a shot. And he always comes up with something interesting. The first time around, I think we mentioned this in the listening party, the first time around, it was not what they were looking for. But it doesn't mean that it wasn't also a good piece of music, because it was. He likes to play, you know?
I feel like this Kraken is not going to do us any favors, so I'm getting rid of it.
All
It
right.
never happened. And do I want to play or do I want to draw? I think I want to draw. Ooh. Then I'm going to do the same trick as last time, where I'm going to play, I can do that too, for Legacy, to probably go to Omnitron, even though the Scholar is lowest, because the Scholar doesn't have a power that's useful right now.
Yeah, he'll just hit himself again.
And then you could reveal Guise, because why not? Guise is the superstar. Play all his cards. Ooh.
Dark Citadel says, one of my favorite things from the Kickstarter campaign was seeing the behind the scenes on how the music was made. Stay tuned, because I think we're going to do some more of those. It's one of the things we definitely want to do more of as we move into Season 2, is more of that Dev Diary format, where you get to see a little bit of the behind the scenes, you know, sort of see how we, you know, maybe a little bit of how we take the current engine and adapt it so that it can have more than one villain, or maybe see, you know, how Jean-Marc is going to do some of the stuff for the music that he's got planned for Season 2, which, if you guys think that Jean-Marc has done some cool stuff before now, wait till you hear what he has in store for Vengeance and Villains, because I guarantee you no one out there is going to figure out what he's got planned, because he's got some really big ideas, and I'm very excited about it.
These guys can discard something.
Extreme!
Probably anyone but Guise. You are being called an incorrigible tease.
That's my job. What should I do? I wonder if I... Yeah, I'm not gonna defensive blast, so that one's right out. Yeah, that's what I was leaning toward, was if I can reset, draw another card, see what else I got. More disruptive flechettes. So hopefully that I'll be able to use those in a really effective way at some point. All right, so do I deploy or do I advance? Deploy or advance? I've already got a plating card in play, so I think I'm gonna deploy, and then that way I'll be set up to do some more stuff later. And
Well, you can use the other card to find a component at the start of your turn that can then go off.
That's true. All right, so
Top deck.
who shall I top deck? Sure.
Oh, can't do that.
Wah wah. All right. I mean, at my current hit points compared to my teammates, my first impulse is to Transmutive Recovery, but that don't dismiss anything is taunting me.
I would probably play Flesh to Iron.
Flesh to Iron.
Because Guise is copying your ongoings.
Aha.
So it'd give Guise a -2 as well.
All right. I can deal with that. And then I discarded, what, one card? Yeah.
0, actually.
0? Well, right, because that was... Well, wait.
Yeah, we could be having the Scholar discard cards, and that would power his power here, but you didn't discard any cards.
I did not. Yes, you're right.
But he doesn't have that many cards in his hand, so...
Yeah.
Guys can discard for this.
And then you have it. Some people like to go with the second guardhouse because then you have it.
All right. I think it's Jerk Legacy time.
Do it.
Because, yeah, once we find you a mortal form to energy, you're going to be doing lots of Healy damage.
Healy damage.
Who wants to discard a card now?
Oh, wait. That was not me voting. That was me trying to see what I had. Yeah. I mean, Guise still has the most cards.
Yeah, guys can discard one. Probably not going to use Plate and Reference for discarding cards all the time. Cool. Legacy is the only one going to take damage from this. Legacy and Progeny, so I'm totally fine with leaving this out. Oh, we have to discard for it, which is annoying, but... I can discard Next Evolution. I'm probably not going to play that.
The inevitable. Time of Tribulations. What is that card? Let's pop that open. Increase damage dealt by Progeny by 2 at the start of the turn. Destroy 1 equipment card belonging to each player, then destroy 1 Scion card and this card. So, the start of the villain turn is already passed, so I can get rid of this before next turn. It's still going to deal us a buttload of damage right now, but...
Yeah, we only have one equipment, like one player with equipment anyways, though, so it's not a big problem.
Yeah, and again, everybody but Legacy is reduced.
Yep.
Is somebody backing up near you?
Apparently.
Another
That's right.
Scion of Blight, which is gonna...
Oh, God. Yeah, this is where the indestructible Scions become a big problem.
Yes. Now, to be fair, the Scholar is only 1 hit point away from being low enough to get him to flip. And now he is at the point where he will flip.
Yeah, Progeny is definitely a little easier on the other side.
And he flips back if no one has under 10. If no hero character card is fewer than 10, right? Okay.
Yeah. I should have had Gritty Reboot at for that sequence. I might actually play that. Yeah. So I guess you're planning to play Disruptive Flechettes?
That was my initial thought. Get rid of that Trial of Time of
I
Tribulation.
mean, it's not doing anything. It's just going to destroy itself.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right. At this point, it's just going to destroy itself and 1 equipment card, which you have 1, I guess. So if you want to protect your thing, you could play that, but it's not like a major thing.
Well, and the other thing is, so he'll flip first, and then that card will go off?
Yes.
So it'll take out one of the Scions, too.
That's true. It would take out one of the Scions. Which
Yeah.
kind of...
We'll leave that out. No Flechettes.
Right. Greedy Reboot, I think. Oh, and we have to discard 2 cards every time we hit him for 1 damage. That kind of sucks. Eventually, you just sort of end up with no cards and hitting him with powers. Do we want to hit him? Maybe I'll just hit myself and draw a card.
Plot twist. All right. Oh, my what's it called got destroyed. My electro deployment
Yeah,
unit.
you got hit too much
Yeah.
because of the time of tribulations. Yeah, if you wanted to save your plating, you could play technological advancement and get a different equipment to sacrifice.
Yeah, I mean, I don't see many other options. So let's see.
Something you don't mind getting trashed. Like a coil blaster, maybe.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or you could, if you play, you could play an elemental exo chassis and get the one back into your hand, but probably better to have it remain in play on Progeny's turn.
Yeah. So let's see. Oh, that's interesting. Yeah, let's see.
I didn't mean for you to do that. That was a joke.
But, okay, well, but it's interesting because now we know what he's going to get next.
Well, that's cheating.
It is cheating. We're dirty cheaters.
Let's pretend we didn't see that.
All right.
I mean, if you want to cheat in Sentinels, you can definitely just rewind and use time shift a whole bunch.
Yeah, totally. Okay, so let's see. I could... What does Scholar have in his hand?
The Dangerous Scholar, I guess you can always choose to discard, like if you get a no one to turn loose or something. It's an annoying thing.
Yeah, let's see what we can get here. Ooh.
Well, Progeny will not be able to deal damage
but we'll have to
until
discard
starting your next turn, which will be right now.
Oh, because this is...
I mean, it's fine. It's 2 damage for 2 cards.
For 2 cards, though.
Well, we have to hit him to win.
Yeah.
So we just have to deal with it.
But it's not necessarily the same person has to discard 2 cards. So, because it's 1 and 1.
Do you have anything you want to discard there from Omnitron?
I mean, I don't... Well, I guess I might do Defensive Blast at some point.
It's really good, especially if a Legacy gets Inspiring Presence.
Yeah.
Or if Guise can get to do it, which is possible, but difficult. Yeah. Well, let's just have Legacy can discard lead from the front, I think, to begin with. And I think I can discard it. Let me see that. I probably won't play that.
Okay. Yeah, I was looking at Scholar. I could I mean, I'm definitely not going to get to all of his cards, so I can find
Guise
one.
and Scholar are 2 tiers I really dislike discarding because they can both power stuff with discarding. So
Right.
I would definitely keep this up if you can.
Yeah, I'm trying to decide what I want to get rid of. Yeah, I'm not going to use Solid or Liquid, so get rid of that, and then...
So here's the thing. Do you want to get above 9 hit points?
I
or
don't.
Do you want to stay?
I'm leaning towards Truth Seeker, actually.
Yep, that's a good call.
Because I feel
But
like...
then you won't heal.
I won't heal, right, and then that'll also let me get more cards.
And the next turn, you could use Proverbs and Axioms or something to heal yourself up to 9 or whatever.
Yeah. Am I hitting him, or am I hitting the mystical defenses?
I would keep hitting him.
All right.
Especially while he's not healing. If he gets at the sign where he heals, then he might be toast.
Mm-hmm. I'll get rid of my... I guess I get rid of the Innervation Ray. I mean, I don't know that I'm going to be able to get it out and keep it out.
Or reactive plating, maybe.
Yeah, that's a good choice. Reactive plating.
Who else wants to discard a card? I guess Guise can discard one. Discard one of these barbarians. Though I like to have them both, Jeremy.
I know.
We're making the hard decisions here.
Grace Under Fire, a card I love, but obviously not against a villain that doesn't have a lot of targets. Although you could play it in, like, you know, you could play against Progeny in, like, Tomb of Anubis or something, or Enclave of the Endlings. You know, that could be a good card.
Well, we're playing, like, the Ennead or the Matriarch.
Yeah, totally.
So I actually don't want to use Motivational Charge because we don't want the Scholar to go above 9.
Yeah.
Which is hilarious. All of your cards are cards that heal you, basically. So I could play Bolster Allies to draw or do Back Fist Strike to do more damage.
Yeah, I mean, given our current level of hit points, I personally, I know Jeremy's going to make a call here where he's not dealing damage. I would bolster allies here and wait for him to flip and try and get rid of all those scions before we start wailing on him.
Yeah, that's what I'm leading towards as well. So I'll do it.
All right.
And then I'm going to give probably Omnitron a power. Or no, I guess I can give Guise a power and he can hit himself for a card. Yeah. So Guise can get a hit point, play a card or draw a card. I think I'm going to play, or I'm going to draw a card and then hit myself for another card. So I got 2 cards for free. We basically need a lot of cards. Ooh, the Legacy Ring. I like it.
Players cannot play cards.
Lame.
This game is stupid. I hate it. It's always so obvious what you should do every turn.
So obvious.
There's like no player choice at all in this game. Sorry, I was actually reading through a bunch of our negative reviews earlier because I don't know if you guys saw, but like Steam changed the way that it weighs how reviews work, and so as a result, I was reading that blog post and then I went reading through a bunch of our negative reviews, and so I've got a lot of that. I know it's a bad idea, but like, you know, every once in a while, I think it is worth it as long as you can maintain a reasonable distance from them. Because, you know, like occasionally negative reviews have, you know, reasonable points. I mean, it was fun to actually go back and look at some of our like early negative reviews, like from, you know, December of 2014, because it's like, you know, half of the points that they've made, we've fixed since then. You know, because we know that our game wasn't perfect the day we launched it. Oh yeah, Soundbar. Why did they rip off Magic the Gathering? Yes, totally. That is totally a thing. Yeah, just play your best card each turn. That's like, just deal all the damage you can. That's clearly the best choice, right? Oh, wait. Not necessarily. I mean, I'm leaning to Bioengineering Beam as my discard here.
Sure.
Yeah, that's like the actual like full review. I think it was. I mean, I don't want to put anyone on blast here, but
Legacy's down to 12.
I think it was Touch Arcade where they said that Tachyon was like the weakest hero in the game and they hated her. And we all of us here in the chat and on the stream tonight, we just leaned back and went,
yeah.
Oh,
like, she barely does any damage.
Oh, you poor little babe lost in the woods. If only you understood.
I replied and I was like, Tachyon is actually the only hero in the base game who can do 63 damage on one turn. And fairly reliably.
Yes.
Compared to other heroes who can do high damage. All right, so as bad as the Sign of Blights are, Sign of the Storm is badder.
All right, if you say so.
Because it plays the top card of the villain deck, which just causes more problems.
Ah, yes. Fair enough.
And odds are he's going to play another Scion at the end of his turn because we're not advanced, because we're crazy. Irreducible damage. Yes, here's the one where he heals. So we'll have to destroy one of the Scions of Blight anyways.
It's almost like the designer of this game knew that Scions shouldn't be ongoing cards, because then you could destroy them too easily.
Well. Alright, so what I'm going to do is get out Barbarian and Blatant Reference. So that... Oh, I can't play cards. Damn it!
Sorry, that's not going to work.
Not doing that. That's a thing that I want to do, but I'm not doing it. I'm just getting a free card and hitting the mystical defenses. Because otherwise he will be net 1, and I can't even hit him anyways. OMG. And there's my retcon. If another leaking room doesn't get played. So this is put into play if you use your power.
Yeah, so
there's no retcon. There is a retcon in Guise's deck for things that might destroy the leaking room.
Yeah,
so
that's exactly what I'm thinking of. So
there's a 1 in 24 chance of a retcon there, or something that would let... Actually, there's much more chance I might get something else that would let me then play the retcon. I think that's the only way we could get rid of it, because the Scholar and Legacy can't deal with it. So, pick Guise.
Always a good choice.
Selling out. Well, that's okay.
Revo Cola. Experimentally refreshing.
Experimentally refreshing. Okay. Yes, I definitely want to keep my Flesh to Iron. I mean, of these choices...
Grace Under Fire, probably.
Yeah. So,
not big damage
not something I'm going to
game.
use in this game much. I wish this actually just healed me. I wish I had my base power, my normal base power right now.
Well, you could punch the defenses.
Yeah.
With Truth Seeker and draw a card. So...
Keep moving!
Sandra points out I still wouldn't be able to play the retcon if I had got a best card ever or something. It would have to be the one on top. Well, I can use Motivational Charge. Unless, yeah, there's really... Leaking Room will go away on its own.
Yeah.
So... I will punch the defenses again.
You're not going to jerk Legacy yourself into Motivational Charge?
Oh, I should have done that.
Mark your calendars, folks. Jeremy saw something that John didn't see.
I get a hit point.
It happens so
That
rarely.
hit point is named Jeremy.
Yes. Oh, this little hit point is so cute.
Legacy finishes with 1 hit point and everyone else is dead. We know.
It was all about me.
The Kraken is going to bring the Scholar to the brink.
Ay.
Ugh, stupid Scion things.
I mean, at this point, I feel like I should just get rid of, Bring What You Need or Transmuter Recovery or something. I mean, I'm not going to get a chance to play all of these cards.
Right, the Scholar's going down, so yeah. Maybe. We'll see. Actually, I can play cards before the Kraken goes. So I can save you from the Kraken in order to be killed by Progeny. Well, you might not get killed by Progeny. Okay. I can discard... Let's see what I want to do. If I discard a Say Cheese, then I have lots of retcons and stuff to play more other cards. So, yeah. Say Cheese. I can play 3 one-shots. So first thing is I'm going to play retcon and destroy the Kraken. Oh, and I can also play retcon to destroy stupid obvious futility, so that's also going to happen. do I want? So many options, but I'd rather wait till my turn to play things like Guise the Barbarian and Blatant Reference.
Yeah.
What do I have in my?
Yeah, that's the thing. Guise, that's one of those things I've learned about Guise, is that he is so tied to the cycle of turns because everything he plays sort of dies at the beginning of his turn.
Yeah. Interesting. Oh, so many things I could do. All right, I think I have enough one-shots that I'm just going to use Retcon as my next play. Or as the play off the Retcon.
Mm-hmm.
Take out Futility, that's gone. And then what cards do I have available to draw? Mostly one-shots. Yeah, actually... Do I want to draw a card or do I want to play another card? I think I want to draw another card. I want more cards.
You have a lot of cards, but...
I want more. Because I want to play Where Did I Leave That? To draw 2 more cards. Yeah, those are good ones.
Good.
And
good.
then I can, the third card, I can play Gimmicky Character. No HP, that's okay, but I get to play another card. I'm going to play...
I'm just going to take a nap.
I think I'll just play Look What I Found and hit Progeny for net 1. Actually, more than that because... and then I want to get things going on my turn. Oh, good, we get to get rid of Sign of Frost. Luckily, we have like card draw engine madness happening on our team. So
Yeah.
oh, hero cards.
Oh!
Damn it! So close.
It's almost like we're playing this villain on advanced.
All right, I'll draw another card and deal. I guess I can deal him damage. Yeah, that'll happen. For a discard.
I mean, as someone who has like half their deck in their hand, I feel like Guise can definitely discard.
No, Guise needs to have all his cards.
Yes, I know.
Discard.
Yeah, have the Scholar.
Discard, bring what you need. You're not going to play that.
I agree.
You're not going to play anything on this turn. So definitely, I think...
Oh, right. We only have one Sign of Blight out now, so that's right. I forgot about that.
Yeah. So choosing Guise for your power has a pretty decent chance of a retcon now. Like 10% chance.
Yeah!
That's what I'm talking about. Though our Reckoning would destroy a Scion. It sucks that we can't play cards. So now I can play a card. I'm going to play... Are you going to hit... You haven't hit Progeny this turn, have you? No.
Omnitron or...
Progeny? Yeah. No, Progeny hasn't been hit this turn.
Has not been hit this turn, right. Okay.
So I'm just trying to decide what I should play this turn. I think it's probably Gritty Reboot to try to draw more. All right. Definitely recommend still.
Yeah, keeping the Flesh to Iron.
Yeah, keeping that.
Although...
And then you could Proverbs and Axioms, and we can all heal I mean, you could get Flesh to Iron back with Keep Moving.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say, is I can skip this, keep moving into another Flesh to Iron,
Sure.
and then play something else. So I think that's what I'm going to do.
You could also just discard Keep Moving. That would be
Yeah,
cool.
well, yeah, I guess that is true.
And then you'd have one more Flesh to Iron in your deck.
Yeah. Reset. Grace Under Fire. Heroic Interception.
It's nice. But unfortunately, if I play it, then Legacy will be the lowest, and we'll be hit by Progeny. Draw hit points. Decisions. I guess I'll take the hit points.
Take the hit, man. Take the hit. Points. My mouse is almost out of power.
Omnitron is deciding what to do.
Wait, 3 psychic damage is not one of the ones reduced. So yeah, I'll just regain 2. Yeah, but who's gonna discard?
That's fine. Just hit him. We have lots of cards among us.
Okay.
Like, you're not going to play both those components on your turn for Omnitron. Or you could discard Grace Under Fire, I guess.
Oh, yeah, that's actually... I like that idea. Grace Under Fire. Another Keep Moving! And another Grace Under Fire!
Alright, so I can put out a Legacy Ring and use both of my things. Which is absolutely what I'm doing. Yeah, I think Guise, unless we want the hit point for the Scholar.
Yeah, I was wondering if that was a thing there.
Yeah, that's fine.
Get him up to 7.
And then you should keep moving into a mortal form if you're still alive next turn, and we can be healing you. For
Yeah,
lots of...
yeah, exactly. All right. Yeah, so...
I guess Guys could discard one. Down to 51. All right. Let us play cards. Let us play cards. Ooh, playing lots of cards.
Interesting.
Could be dangerous.
Could be quite dangerous, but could be good. I just got to Season 8 of SG-1, which of course means that I'm also starting Season 1 of Stargate Atlantis.
Cool.
So the Atlantean font of power is quite thematic for me right now. Not sure if I have the ancient gene to make that work or not, but we'll find out.
Who's the highest HP? It's Omnitron, so it's all 0. Yeah, I'm that guy. Meanwhile, I probably want to be...
Remember to watch the elbow.
This is interesting. I want to take some damage because of Gritty Reboot, but I don't want to take a lot of damage, so yeah. The Scholar.
Huh.
Yeah. Escape.
Yeah.
As exciting as that is for 2 damage, I'd rather have the other things. And there goes your hand, so much for your plan about keeping your things.
Wah, wah.
Hey, I did end up playing Surge of Strength after all.
Look at that.
Ugh.
Oh, come on. Ugh. Progeny, it's almost like you're trying to win this game.
Alright, well, that Surge of Strength can go. Let's see. There's going to be 3 more destroyed. You sure you want to destroy Truthseeker? You have, like, no cards in hand.
Well, I mean, what are
You're
the
not
other
going to
options?
die.
All right.
Well, I guess that's the problem. Yeah, Truthseeker, I guess, makes sense.
Yeah,
and your flesh to iron's also going away, but you need it for this turn.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking. Is like 3 out of these 5 are going to be gone. So.
All right. So yeah, we can get rid of Guises, I think, because I'm that guy who's no use without flesh to iron. So. And both of those are green. Wah wah. Well, could have been worse.
So glad that I don't have my elemental exo chassis anymore. Oh well.
All right, I'm doing my plan.
This is a tasty burger.
This is a tasty burger.
Can Omnitron discard one? I'm going to be discarding for damage every turn.
Yeah, I can find something. Let's see. What are you voting for? Oh yeah, reactive plating, that's fine.
Tasty, tasty reset.
Singularity. No ongoings.
I don't know.
Defensive blast?
I mean, I would probably put out temporal shielding or one of the components if you don't think you're going to take a lot of damage.
Yeah.
Or you could use it up for flechettes. You have 2, and he does, like, damage.
Yeah, I think I'm going to get out... hang on a minute, let me read this.
I mean, there's a chance he might not take much damage. But a small chance because he's at +1, so...
Yeah, I think I'm going to Innervation Ray, actually. And then, let's see, who should play a card? Guise.
Yeah! I don't care what the cards are. I just want cards to discard.
Good.
Good.
You could discard that reactive plating you just picked up. Or the singularity you're never going to play. Because we're never going to have that much equipment. I would probably double skip.
Yep. That's exactly what I was thinking. Ooh,
And
Pervergers and
maybe
Axioms.
you might survive. I'm just holding on to an, oh yeah, I'm that guy, in the hopes that that an Inspiring Presence is gonna come out, but so far we haven't seen it.
Well, that would seem to imply that it must be due then.
Nope. I mean, it is getting more likely as Legacy's deck gets depleted, but there's still 25 cards and...
Man, who designed this game to have 40 cards in the hero decks? What a ridiculous number.
Do we want Heroic Interception? Are we feeling that? Or we feel like the Scholar is unprotected right now. So if like the Kraken comes out, he's gone. Or even if like Mystical Defenses or like anything hits him. Because Progeny is going to hit him for 3, at least 4. Yeah, I think it's Heroic Interception time.
All right. So again, this is the difference between John and I. This is where I would be like, you know what, Scholar? We appreciate your sacrifice for the team. and give it like Progeny's at 31 HP. I would Backfist Strike and I would just go at him like crazy.
I mean,
right now.
if I was going to deal damage, I would play Thok, not Backfist Strike.
I understand.
I want to draw into that other card. But like you've done Proverbs and Axioms, I want you to play that.
I know.
I want you to play Keep Moving.
I didn't say my strategy was a good one, John. What I said is this is what I would do.
Okay. This is what I'm doing.
All right.
Punching. I can discard one. Yes!
There it is.
Excellent. Why must the room continue to leak?
Didn't we fix that darn leak? Come on.
Oh, all right. I think Legacy is actually going to be dead this time. Because lightning damage is increased. Actually, if we destroy Scion of Flame, that might be best. Because he's got another damage instance coming here. Legacy's still going down, but we can at least protect others a little more.
We respect your sacrifice, dear Legacy. Actually, let's pop him up and see what his incap abilities are. One player may draw a card, one player may use a power, or discard the top card of one deck. Interesting.
So it turns out that Heroic Interception was probably not the best move, but, well.
Backfist Strike, man, I'm telling ya.
You never know. We'll hopefully still win, so. Oh, OMG. So many Scions. And it's the Healy Scion.
Oh, boy.
All right. So much for our Inspiring Presence plan, and now we can't even play cards, so I'm just going to draw one. And I have to deal a damage. Maybe I should, actually, let me go back. I'm just going to skip my power because I don't want to deal a damage. Dealing a damage is unproductive. There's that retcon. Well, you can heal us. Probably makes sense to try to have someone play a card.
Yeah, I was thinking Scholar, just because... Like, so this is where, like, my touchy-feeliness and my not thinking through strategy thing comes into play, where it's like, Scholar has 2, he's almost dead, let's see if we can get something interesting out of his that might do something interesting. without really considering what the other possible options would be. So,
I mean, with Guise, there's a chance for a retcon, I think, still. So I would lean towards that, but it's not a big chance. There you go.
all right. So we got Immortal Form to Energy. And
So if you discard for it, you won't be able to heal. It will not be very useful.
yeah. Nah.
I would just skip.
All right.
Draw a card, use a power, or discard the top. I think it probably makes sense to just have Guise draw a card.
All right. Laking Room is gone, and Toxic Seaweed comes out.
I vote for the Scholar to discard their hand. Actually, we don't really need that. I can retcon it. So,
Okay.
if we think the Scholar might survive
Yeah.
and potentially end the game at full hit points. So, I guess it's up to you if you want to discard your hand or do you want to try for it. Okay. I can definitely get rid of it with retcon unless he makes us not be able to play cards, which sometimes he does.
Yeah.
But we destroy the other Sign of Frost.
Yeah. Double heal. Not fun.
And Scholar's going down. Oh well. So many top cards of the villain deck. This environment has not been helping. Alright, first order of business, retcon the Toxic Seaweed. And I'm sure I'm going to want to play a card. I could just hit him a couple times, or I could play Super Ultra Kawaii, and I think that's actually a better call. So, where did I leave that? Good. Excellent.
Good.
This face I'm making, I'm trying not to scream.
Why? What?
I said, this face I'm making, I'm trying not to scream.
Why would you scream?
Because that's what I'm reading what Guise is saying right now.
Oh, okay. I vote for Omnitron. Actually, I'm going to discard I'm that guy. I'm not going to play that now. Now that those other two heroes are gone. And Super Ultra. Oh, and I got Guise the Barbarian. Yeah, I think Guise the Barbarian will be the most profitable thing to play. Hey, Healy McHeals.
All right. How are we feeling about a focused plasma cannon? I guess I could electro deployment.
Yeah, electro deployment, like focus cannon, is just as good as playing electro deployment.
Yeah.
So.
Because I've got enough hit points, I'm not going to be dead by next turn.
Your cards might be gone.
That's true. Always with the guys.
Yes. Excellent. I think we got this. You discarded a damage-dealing card? Who are you?
I know. I felt dirty the whole time.
Bam.
Increase the next damage by guys by 1. All right, I can destroy an ongoing. One player may discard up to 3 cards, or each target regains 1. I'm thinking the healing is the way to go on this one.
Sure. I don't actually really want any of those effects, but
Yeah.
each target regains 1 is better for us.
Actually, yeah, we're both over 10 now.
Yeah, that's fine. Do.
Yeah. I'll get rid of my self-sabotage. Calling all y'all, it's sabotage.
Good night, Progeny. Guise is calling to send you home. Guise the Barbarian.
Yeah, so this is definitely one of those examples of a game when people are like, this game is so cheap, man. Like, some of the villains are just so hard, it's like you can't even really beat them at all, ever.
It's impossible. This game is so random. There's no strategy.
There's no strategy at all in this game.
Haha, take that, Melty McMelt face.
You're just a puddle. What are you gonna do? Nothing. Go run home to Oblivion and tell him, oh, but the heroes beat me.
They discarded all their cards and I still couldn't beat them.
I incapacitated 2 of them and they still showed me what was what. So there it is, folks. Advanced Progeny. I think we lost to regular Progeny on the stream. And we've now beaten Advanced Progeny with...
That was pretty tough.
With what someone, I believe, earlier in the chat described as, what a janky team.
I definitely I haven't played Advanced Progeny a lot, and keeping him on the flip side is definitely easier. That's the case with regular Progeny too, but it can be difficult to keep him from knocking someone out and going back.
Yeah. Yeah, I think Progeny... I think Progeny is probably the villain I've played the least. It's probably Progeny and Iron Legacy are probably the 2 that I've played the least. So I don't know a lot of good strategies against either one of them. But yeah, this was
Iron
a really
Legacy's
good
great.
game.
It's always a fast game.
Yes, unless it's not.
Usually is, not always, but almost always.
Oh, Tobias was referring to a different thing when he was talking about a janky team. Fair enough. So 2 incapacitated, 2 still alive. Progeny sent back to Oblivion crying his eyes out. And yeah, that's good stuff right there. So I want to just reiterate one more time in case you came in really, really, really late. We did announce 2 new stretch goals that we're hoping you guys, especially on the mobile side, will be able to help us achieve this weekend on Friday and Saturday. Season 2 launches Friday morning. 2 new stretch goals, 170 Bloodsworn Arena, 185 Sounds of Victory Part 2. If you want more about it, visit the link I just posted in the chat. And I think that about does it for another episode of Sentinels Live. Sentinels of the Multiverse is the only cooperative comic book card game that you should be playing. It's not janky at all. and every single hero has their strengths and weaknesses. Thanks for joining us. We do this every Tuesday night at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. Sentinels of the Multiverse is available currently on iOS, Android, as well as Steam, and always in good old analog cardboard and ink. And you can find more information about the game at sentinelsdigital.com. I'm Jeremy.
I'm John. See you next week for Season 2.
Indeed. Good night, everybody. Thanks.